Okay, here we go again with another iPad update video. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. I would like to thank the Academy. Alright, kidding aside, I was working on a good old product review and then the rumor mill started churning again, and I know from the comments on my previous iPad updates that some of you guys are getting pretty antsy about the new iPad arriving, so let's have a look at the latest. Let's ramble.
Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like it wants them.
Hey, what's up guys? It's great to see you all again, and if you're new here, I'm Patrick and this is where I ramble about tech and other stuff. So it's only been a week since my last update, but stuff happened, so here we go. So I guess it started with another message from Uncle Pan. Nope, not that one. Yeah, that one. If you've seen my previous update, you know that Uncle Pan kind of came out of nowhere with a very mysterious leak about a sticker that looks a lot like the stickers we see on the back of our current Magic keyboards, except this time the sticker made reference to an 11-inch iPad Pro 3rd generation, which of course doesn't exist yet, and that would mean it is in production and so is a new Magic keyboard. He hasn't got an accuracy score on Sam Cole's Apple Track website, which by the way is an excellent website, so check it out if you haven't already. Anyway, we don't really know much about Uncle Pan or his accuracy, but the things he says seem pretty plausible and they do match up with statements made by some other unrelated leakers. So this time, our new favorite uncle is saying that a bunch of new products will be released in April, including the new iPad Pro and updated AirPods. Now, this thing about April, I bet you guys are going crazy about this back and forth about release dates. John Prosser lost his eyebrows because he promised us a March event, and Apple decided to troll us all pretty hard. Now everybody is shouting April, including Prosser. Personally, and I've expressed this in previous videos, I don't see that happening. To me, it makes much more sense to assume that the new iPad Pro will be launched in September. I'll explain. The update cycle between iPad Pros has been 18 months, which would coincide with September/October. But also, I think it makes a lot of sense for it to be released after iPadOS 15, so that it can be shipped with the new operating system pre-installed. And that makes a lot of sense to me if you consider some of the upgrades we've been expecting, like the new A14X chip and the Thunderbolt port, and perhaps even some pro apps like Final Cut Pro and Logic. To make this work, iPadOS 14 just won't cut it. So my assumption is that iPadOS 15 will be the software update that will make all of this functionality really work. And we know now that there will be a developers conference, WWDC, in June. Because unlike the mythical April event, we did in fact see an official announcement by Apple for the June conference. And we also know that this conference is based around new and updated software, aka iPadOS 15. And that is why I'm not expecting the iPad to drop before June, and the next date that would make sense after June is September. But I could of course be wrong. In fact, I really hope that I'm wrong, because just like all of you techies, this techie can't wait for the new iPad to drop, and the little nugget of hope we have for April is called iPadOS 14.5, because as you may remember, references to the new chip have been found in the latest beta version of iOS 14.5. 9to5Mac reported that references to GPU from a chip called 13G have been found in the iOS 14.5 code. It's not currently used on any iOS devices, which indicates a new chip, and it is most likely referring to the A14X SoC. But Apple tends to use code names for chips internally, hence 13G. The report also says that the A14X chip is based on the T8103, which is the code name for the Apple M1 chip. And so maybe, just maybe, iPadOS 14.5 will be enough to carry the updated features in the new iPad Pro. And this week, we heard on the Sway podcast that Tim Cook confirmed that iOS 14.5 is coming in the next few weeks. So, fingers crossed. Cook also confirmed Mask ID, but don't start cheering just yet, because unlike what the name suggests, it doesn't mean simply half of your face will be scanned. It will in fact require an Apple Watch. And that makes me wonder if we're even gonna get that Touch ID fingerprint scanner we talked about maybe getting on the next iPhones, because if Apple likes one thing more than efficiency, it's money. And selling more Apple Watches is very lucrative. Anyway, back to the iPad. Duan Rui, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, which is a Twitter account often covering Apple news and updates coming from Asia, suggested that some people say that Apple's cooperative media will soon receive new Apple products. But they follow this up by saying, "I don't know if it's true or not." In fact, Sam Cole replied to the tweet asking for a source and didn't receive an answer. So take this with a giant grain of salt. However, what is far more interesting is the news by Kang, who is one of the most reputable leakers out there at 97% accuracy on 135 rumors. And Kang stated on Weibo, which is the Chinese equivalent of Twitter, when asked repeatedly about the iPad's release date, that it is coming in the middle of the month, which means mid-April, and that the Wi-Fi version will release first. Duan Rui posted this. And apparently, the cleaning cloth reference is because Kang sells mobile phone accessories in China and he always bundles them with a cleaning cloth. So guys, there you have it. We're up to date again. And even though I'm not personally 100% convinced, I know that some of you will like holding on for dear life to that little bit of April hope. Guys, if you liked the video, please give it one of these. It does really help the channel. Feel free to subscribe for more updates. Although I really secretly hope there won't be any for at least a couple of days so I can actually get back to some of my product reviews. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.